Here we go. A little Facebook Live action. Get comfortable, Dennis. Get comfortable. Couple minutes late because always trying to get the lighting right and this right and that right to make it a very pleasant and loving experience for everybody out there. And today is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to everybody out there, and I hope you're able to do something for yourself, something loving, something amazing, because hey, fathers, you deserve it. You deserve it. And I today decided, hey, as we hang out, it's gonna be very two-way. So it's not gonna be just me. Um, speaking about a certain topic, but I want to really interact with you guys today. So I'm going to get you, working hard with me. I have some important questions for you, and you're probably going, well, what questions could you possibly have for me? And I want to naturally today be able to shift the momentum in terms of if there's a higher level of anxiousness and sensitivity going on lately. I want to turn that around simply through questions and some deeper work. So hello to the whole tribe. Lori, Marnie, how are you? Let's just say hi to a few people here. Lawrence, thanks so much. Amazing engagement. Stephen, as always. Adita, great engagement on the members lounge. I really feel like, some of those posts on there are just so inspiring. They're so uplifting and they're so informative. Like, I don't, if I had you guys around when I was suffering from these multiple disorders, it would be like a godsend. Honestly, it would be amazing. So congrats, guys. Congrats on doing the inner work. Congrats on being here with me. Congrats on sharing this moment together. And for anybody out there that's getting overly caught up in the going-ons in the world, let's just take this very moment right here, if we can. This moment to just take a few steps back. Just take a few steps back. And as you take those steps back, I just want you to look from the outside in to see where all that franticness, that fear, and the excessive amount of time being spent on a particular platform is actually taking you. Notice where all this fear and brooding and such is taking you. What direction is all of that taking you in your life? It's very difficult to pinpoint what's really going on in somebody's life when they're so engaged in it, right? I mean, you get caught up in the rabbit hole, next thing you know, right? You're going off to all sorts of crazy places. But one of the things, I'm just going to get started with this, and it's a very important point, my friends. One of the things I realized, because I have been regularly going from the east to the west. I lived in Bali, I lived in Indonesia, coming over to the west, Canada. I did visit the US. I love you all there. And one of the biggest things that I recognize is that in the West, what's interesting is that we are taught to be dependent on other things and other people. Dependence is very, very highly motivated here, whereas in the East, independence is highly motivated. And so if you look at the mental health direction or the emotional distress direction, or you look at that world where someone doesn't feel right. They're not thinking the way they want to think. They're not feeling the way they want to feel. They're not imagining the right things. They're not doing what they want to do. If you think about this, there's an automatic feeling that there must be some kind of dependence on something in order to get me to where I want to go. This is a massive, massive, massive problem. It's the biggest problem because healing doesn't occur out of dependence. Healing occurs out of the realization that you have what it takes and you can become independent on this journey. And so what happens is we're always looking for either the social support or we're looking for the the speed dial 911 emergency if we feel like a symptom's getting out of hand. We look for all these different professionals and these people and these things to take in order for us to heal what we want to heal on the inside. And I think that today we can take a massive lesson from the East and say, hey, do I really, deep down, do I really need all this dependence? Am I stuck in the cycle of dependence? Or is today the day where I can, in fact, look at myself in the mirror and start becoming totally independent based on the direction I want to go in my life? Sarah loves the book. I love it. Thank you. Awesome. I'm so happy that you're enjoying it. Excellent, excellent. So that's something that I wanted to share with you guys just to kick this off, okay? And this is never about motivation, these lives, any of my content. It really is about understanding. It really is about opening yourself up to information that people, um, aren't really familiar with, right? Happy Father's Day, Sheila. Good stuff. Good stuff. Edita, if it's helping, then that's fantastic. I mean, if you can relate, if you can connect with me, I mean, that's great. And if you can't, then there is there is always a wonderful teacher or mentor out there for everybody. It just really depends on the feeling that you get. And if you listen to your heart and say, this person is really taking me on the right path, then that's great. And if not, then that's fine as well. You know, um, Today, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, this is very important, my friends. There's a difference between responding intuitively and responding intellectually. Okay, responding intuitively is responding through your heart and responding at the deeper levels of you, the unconscious parts of you. Responding intellectually, cognitively, right, is kind of making sure that your answer fits with what society would want you to answer like or be like. Many times on this journey, we can't find the proper answer because it doesn't fit with what society wants from us, right? If it doesn't fit the status quo, the system, the regular way of thinking about something, then many times we force it aside and say, that's just not the right answer. So today, here's what we're going to do. The unconscious answers quickly. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a set of questions. At the end of it, we'll go over the deeper parts of it. I'm not going to give you too much context here. I'm just going to ask you the questions, and I want you to answer the questions as quickly as you can. That's it. Just answer them as quickly as you can without going to the next layer, next layer, next layer, next layer. It could be this, it could be that. Forget that stuff. Today's the day where we start moving ourselves in the direction of listening to the voice of our heart, our intuitions, rather than allowing our monkey mind to take us into places where we truly don't want to go and don't really have any answers in the end. So, comment below on your answer. Okay, comment below on your answer, and let's make this very interactive. I'll give you just about 3 to 5 seconds to answer. If you're going over 5 seconds, don't panic. Don't get frantic about it, but just make sure that no matter how silly or illogical the first answer feels like, answer with that one. Okay? Question number one for you is this: why do you deserve to heal anxiety fully? Why do you deserve to heal anxiety fully? Go ahead and write down the answer that first arises within you. Okay, why do you deserve to heal anxiety fully? Write it down in the comment section. Go. Don't think about it, just feel the answer. Very good. I want to get in the habit of listening to what our answers are when they initially arise, because I deserve to live and really live, Sarah says. Excellent. I deserve to feel normal, Natasha says. I love these answers. Um, Elizabeth, because I didn't cause this. Anissa, because I want peace. I deserve to heal anxiety fully because I need to fulfill my purpose in the world. Beautiful. Second question. Let's get the momentum going. Today is that day, I promise you. Quick answers again. As illogical or silly as it may be, it doesn't matter. Jot it down. What is the biggest reason you can maintain your healing journey for life? What is the biggest reason you can maintain your healing journey for life? What is the biggest reason you can maintain your healing journey for life? Jot down your answer. What's the biggest reason? Right? Whatever comes up is totally fine. Right? Whatever comes up is totally fine. Many people are still on the first one. Good. Okay. I love it. Enjoying the book, Mario. Right? And these questions are important. Excellent, excellent. What is the biggest reason you can maintain your healing journey for life? You'll notice as we go through the day, we ask ourselves the wrong questions, right? And today we're going to ask ourselves some different kinds of questions. My goodness, at the end of this, you're going to look back and go, ooh, I feel different, right? So, wow, okay. So many great answers. So many great answers. Determination. Very honest answers coming from the deepest parts of you. That's right, you're not allowing the thinking mind to get in the way of your initial response. Good for you. Zainab ordering the book today. Enjoy it, my dear. You're going to love it. Excellent. Even if, you know, sometimes there may be some resistance that shows up. Resistance that says, you won't be able to because, and that's interesting as well, right? All of these answers, they may not be fully positive or exactly the way we want them to. There may be an answer that shows up that is in line with the root causes of what's keeping you away from healing, right? So whatever comes up is perfect. Commitment. Good. Third question. Third question. What will your life feel like as a result of healing anxiety? Don't think about it, just answer. What will your life feel like as a result of healing your anxiety. My life will feel like so and so. Gosh, we're learning a lot about ourselves today, aren't we? Right? My life will feel calm, some people say. Sarah says my life will be colorful. Look at that first answer. Vernice says nirvana. Wow, look at that answer. How beautiful that one is. I love it. I love it. So we can see, we can imagine, we can feel what life is going to be like when we're not in the cycle of overthinking, when we're not caught up in overthinking, when we rebalance everything on the inside. We know that our life is going to become enlightened, reincarnated, Stephen says. Beautiful. Knowledgeable. My life will be knowledgeable when I'm healing anxiety. My life will be real and true, Crystal says. Beautiful answers. Continue going. Let's keep the momentum going. Number 4. What reason do you have that would make it easy to heal your anxiety? What reason do you have that would make it easy to heal your anxiety? Don't think about the answer. What's the biggest reason that you have in your life right now that would make the journey quite easy, right? Because we're always talking ourselves into how hard everything is. And rather than talking about how hard everything is, what we want to do is we want to focus long term, but we don't want to add the words, this is difficult, or this is hard, or I'll try, or I'll hope for the answers to show up. Nathan right away instantly says, my kids. Edita says, myself. Absolutely. When you think about that, there's a sense of empowerment there. There's a feeling of moving away from pessimism, moving away from this world of thinking that you're so limited. And I have to carry around the anxiety bag. I have to carry around the emotional bag that is a result of my past traumas for the rest of my life. You don't have to carry around that bag anymore. Absolutely not. Today can be the first day in a massive jump towards healing. Absolutely. Look at these answers. They're beautiful. Myself, deserving. Notice the feeling arising within you right now. You have, for the first 4 questions, when you've answered honestly, whether they're positive or not, you're learning so much about yourself. You're learning about what you're hiding within your unconscious, which is fantastic. 5th question. Good job, guys. Really, really nice here. What makes you an inspiring leader in the world? What makes you an inspiring leader in the world? Many times we talk ourselves out of, our capabilities to help people, to inspire people, to educate people, to lift people up. These sorts of things. We say we can't, we don't have the right support, we don't have the skills and so forth. But the question is, what makes you an inspiring leader in this world? Whatever comes up, comes up. Don't think about it. Boom. Right? Just answer. Minnie Molly says determination makes her an inspiring leader in the world. Elizabeth says my determination as well. Cheryl says my empathy, hi Cheryl, as my empathy and my love for others is what makes me an inspiring leader in the world. Kristen, spirituality makes her an inspiring leader in the world. Heather says an encourager. Beautiful, guys, beautiful. Now we've gone through 5 questions. I want you to sit back right now because this is very interactive. I really want the answers to show up so I can see where everybody's going. I want you to just notice what you feel like in this moment, okay? And which thoughts arising you're paying more attention to. You may comment below if you'd like, but I really want to feel out where you are in this moment, not in the future, not in the past, in this moment, having answered these very important questions through your unconscious right away. I want you to share how you feel. How do you feel? Jason feels caring. Jason feels caring. Jessica, it's so nice to see you. So nice to connect. I love it. Daryl, it's nice to see you, my friend. I hope the progress is there. I know the progress is there. Unique gifts. How do you feel right now? Karen honestly answers, loving. Michelle says she's present and aware. Lori says hopeless, and that is completely fine because we're not here to simply go with the flow of where I'd like to take you. Many times, Jess says scared. Aren't these interesting questions? Sheila says, or answers. Sheila says at peace. Kristen says strong, neutral, present. So the majority are geared towards this more positive momentum. And there are some people that, like Lauren says, are feeling a bit of the resistance because, warriors, we've talked about this before, right? If an idea, if a label, if a belief system, if an emotion has been in place for a set period of time, and the person has been fully invested consciously and unconsciously in that feeling, in that label, in that belief system, then anything that goes against those things that have been consistent is seen as a threat by this inner system of yours. The subconscious doesn't like change, even if that change is for a positive purpose, even if it's better for you, even if it's good for you. If it goes against how you normally are and how you normally see yourself, then there will be resistance. And let me tell you something. When you answer like that, that's not a bad thing. You're learning about yourself and you're learning about the roots of your resistance, aren't you? So don't be hard on yourself because you're not in that place within the first 5 questions that you truly want to be in, as other people may be in. It's not about that. This is not a competition, right? This is about deeper understanding, because what you're going to find through the answers of these questions is more so, if there is resistance, the reasons for why that resistance is there. Why do I, in my heart, fear change so much? And why can I not seem to respect this world of the unknown? Why can I not have the faith in the unknown? Is it better to motivate ourselves and to willpower ourselves in that direction? I think that would be a little bit tiring, right? Rather, I would love for you to come from a place of understanding. If there is resistance, come from a place of love and understanding towards the resistance. Don't self-sabotage and do not ever give up on yourself, but understand the reasons. Okay, understand why the resistance is there. Understand what you're carrying with you, and more than anything, understand what anxiety gives you. What does it provide you with to be in this place of inner, whatever you want to call it, fear, pessimism, anything it is? Because many times we fear the idea of positive change because the negatives, in fact, provide us with things that we feel like we may not get if things change, right? And this is a very interesting place to be. You're going to have to sacrifice many things in your life. You're going to have to sacrifice the old you. You're going to have to let the old you die off. You're going to have to cry at times you don't want to cry. You're going to have to let these emotions go. You're going to have to be human again. There was a child here. We had some friends over last night, and the kid was about 2 or 3 years old. And I was just studying the kid. it was like, it was miraculous. It was incredible. The level of curiosity from this child was so inspiring. The the little amount of judgment towards things was so inspiring. And we've lost that spontaneousness, haven't we? Right? Patty, I have gotten a tan. It is quite warm over here. And I'm playing a lot of sports and such, getting out there as much as I can. It's good to see you. But let's move on. We've got the first five questions in there. Write down in the comments section or in your journal the biggest clarity that you gained from the first couple questions. What's the biggest insight you learned about yourself? What's the biggest insight you learned about your resistance? You know, anything that shows up, because today we're not thinking. Okay, we're not going to spend a lot of time trying to find the right answer, because that just leads us down the path of, nothingness, literally nothingness. The more we overthink, the farther the real answers actually get. So we want to feel our way through this journey of healing as much as we think our way through this journey of healing. Myra says growth. The next question is this: what's the greatest attribute you hold that will contribute to your healing journey? The answer may be similar to questions from the past. It doesn't matter. We're not overjudging anything today. Um, I'll definitely get you my answers soon there, Stephen, if you guys are interested in them. But what's the greatest attribute you hold that will contribute to healing anxiety? And you think about these different attributes that you hold that tend to be hidden, hidden out of plain sight. Leslie says endurance is her greatest attribute. She will never stop. She will never give up on herself. She will continue to learn and break down the walls of resistance. Many times when it comes to the walls of resistance, it's not just one thing. It's multiple things that keep a person away from becoming their authentic self. Relentlessness, Crystal says, she is a relentless human being, which is a great attribute to have. If you have that, then the rest will be a lot easier. Smile, first answer. Willpower, experience, determination. And you're a good person, Dave. Thank you for being here. Resilience, Daryl. Next question, first answer that comes up. Whose life will change the most as a result of you healing anxiety? Don't respond with yourself. I know your life will change, but this question is geared towards somebody else in your life. Whose life, aside from you, will change the most as a result of you healing anxiety? Right? And I know we talk about, we add the word anxiety here, but honest to tell you the truth, I mean, it could be labeled anything. Just distress, it could be labeled as distress, it could be labeled as any other form of a disorder. I mean, um, we're moving towards something, guys, more than we're moving away from something. If you wake up every single morning looking to move away from anxiety, then you're just going to get more anxiety. If you wake up every single morning thinking to yourself, what am I moving towards? Then the moving away part becomes very, very natural. Puppy, partner, mother, wife and kids, beautiful. Let's keep going with the insights. First answer again. Why is it a must that you heal your anxiety? Why is it a must that you heal your emotional distress? Why is it a must that you heal this emotional yo-yo kind of life that you may be living right now? Why is it a must? Comment below, let us know. Beautiful answers. I'm proud of you guys for really being courageous enough to answer honestly and answer with your hearts and answer instantly. Don't think, just answer. This is great. My wife, beautiful, beautiful. my kids. Melissa, I hope you're doing well, by the way. Keep reaching out to me. I'm here for you. Yeah, why is it a must? So I can live my life the way I deserve to live my life. Beautiful. So I don't have any regrets, Rhonda. That may be the most powerful answer. There is no best answer, but that one really sticks out to me. Um, the idea of regret can be a massive inspiration to do the right thing for ourselves today, because life has so much to offer and I have so much to give. Natasha, because I'm worth it. Beautiful. Next question. What would you need to do today to supercharge your anxiety healing journey, guys? What would you need to do today to supercharge your anxiety healing journey? One of the most important questions. Your unconscious is telling you what you need to do today. Answer below so that we can connect to what you feel in the deepest parts of you, what you need to do today, okay, to supercharge your healing journey. The answer again may be silly. It may be totally, left field. Doesn't matter. Just answer. It may be call your mom for God's sakes. It may be open up to this person. It may be go and spend time in nature. Susanna says grounding. Minnie Molly has already gone for her walk in nature. That's beautiful. Good for you. Accept it's okay to evolve, Michelle. Excellent. Petra knows she needs to love and accept today. Today, remember, guys, don't start your answers with not. Start your answers with what you need to do rather than what you don't want to do. This is very important because your brain doesn't process those negations very well. So you never want to say don'ts, won'ts, nots, those sorts of things. But what will you do instead? Breathing and meditation for Nathan. Beautiful answers. Cardio. Crystal's going for lifting and cardio today. Give it up for Crystal. I love it. Guys, this isn't just write things down, it's actually do them. So if you forget your answer, please write it down in a journal right now, okay, just as a note, because this is what you need. Grace says let go. So today her practice is to completely let go and be two again, be three again, be four again. Awesome. Bevy says gratitude. Today she needs gratitude. That's what she needs to do to supercharge her healing. Beautiful. Continue walking, Anissa. The more Anissa walks, the more insight she gains. That's beautiful in itself. Great answers. Next and final answer question here, guys. Next and final question. What is your body telling you it needs more from you? Interesting question. Do we ever listen to what our bodies are telling us and respond in a loving manner and give back? Rarely, but we want to be more aware of that. So, what is your body telling you that it needs from you? What is your body telling you that it needs from you? Heather says exercise. Patty's first answer without even thinking is compassion. Beautiful. Michelle says good food. Karen says love. Sarah says peace and love is what your body wants. Movement, Minnie Molly. Exercise and fresh air. More self-soothing. There is a lot of answers. Water, definitely. Arbios, it's good to see you, my friend. Love and love and more love. Relaxation, relaxation. Trust. Ah, Bevy says that her body is asking her consciousness to trust in the body more. Maybe it's trust to heal. Beautiful answer. My body needs more nourishment. Nutrition, Jennifer says. Okay, look at these answers, guys. All right, self-hug time. Let's go. Okay. I mean, this is all, I'm pretty wonky guy, but go ahead and give yourself that self-hug. Okay, give yourself that self-hug and say, good job for answering these questions honestly, right? And as you give yourself that self-hug, what's happening is, your oxytocin levels are going up. And when your oxytocin levels are going up, your brain is becoming more plastic, right? And when your brain becomes more plastic, then you change a lot quicker. So self-hugs are very, very important each and every day. Again, we don't want to live in a world of dependence. We want to live in a world of independence. Okay? And if, you're waiting for the hugs or the love from other people, it must come from you first, both of those things. So as you give yourself that self hug, say good job. Good job for what you did today. My goodness. Right? At the beginning of this day, would you have considered that you'd have this level of insight? Right? You've got a tremendous amount of insight right now. Right? This amount of trust. Well done. Now, finally, to put all this together, what is the biggest clarity you gained? What is the biggest clarity you gained? As simple and as basic or as illogical as the answer may be, write it down or write it down in your journal. The videos are helping you. Awesome. That's great. Vaishnavi, it's great to have you here. I do consider this definitely an extended family because it has to be that way. It can't be, oh, here's some content, you know, and go listen to it and I hope it works for you. No, it doesn't work that way. I look a lot more tanned in this direction than, I think Marnie said I was tanned, but I'm not that tanned. I look red. That's all right. That's okay. Mind feels clear, Dave. Good. Nathan's loving the journey. Look at that. That's a response. Facing the anxiety head on. April learned her biggest insight was fear is just an emotion. Daryl has the power. He-Man. He's got his sword up. He's ready to go. Sarah says she feels proud of herself. Jessica feels genuine. Seeing what my body, my mind, and soul need. Michael, it's great to see you, my friend. Identifying my stressors. So, here's another question. I want you to notice how different your answers may have been if you were to, instead of trust your immediate response, instead of that, you went in and started thinking and thinking and overthinking the answer instead. I want you to kind of just sit there for a moment and just think about how different the answers would be. Instead of initially responding right away, overthinking the answer, where does this lead you? Where does listening to your heart and your intuition lead you rather than the overthinking and just relying on your cognitive side to find the answer for you? Right? Notice the difference. Notice the difference. And what did you learn from that? What did you learn from the difference between unconsciously responding and consciously responding? Right? They would most likely be worlds apart. Right? They would most likely be worlds apart. Would you trust the conscious answer that shows up as much as you trusted the unconscious one? That's an interesting question. If you did come up with an answer through your thinking, right, would you trust it? Or would you go looking for another answer and another answer, just to make sure that the perfectionism program is still running within you, because that is one of the programs of anxiety. Perfectionism program, fear of responsibility program, and the addiction to suffering program, right? Those three programs are hidden deep within us, and we feel at an unconscious level that we have to complete and move with those programs each and every day. Warriors, I want you to jot this down because this is very, very important. I've mentioned this in a podcast before, but many people ask me what needs to be in harmony. Not dwelling, Adita says. She just answered. She just trusted her answer. She went with it. These three things have to be in harmony, and we have to understand these three things. And they're all within us because they all start with the word in. Intuition, okay, is what you practice today. Intuition is the voice of your heart. Okay, remember, all these things have to be in harmony in order for you to live an inner peaceful and loving life. Okay. So my intuition must, I would say, lead the day. Okay. Then there's intellect. When you think about intellect, my friends, now we're talking about being intellectual, but not in an egotistical way, but more so having the ability to think rightly, think properly, okay? Think in ways where we're not obsessed to continue thinking, but to use the cortex base part of our brains to come up with an answer that makes sense. It makes sense subjectively and objectively. It makes sense. Okay. So now we have the intuition, the voice of our heart. Then we have the intellect, the voice of our minds, or the brain, whatever you want to refer to it. And then we have finally our instincts. Our instincts, many times, you'll notice, it's the instincts and the intellect that look to overtake the day that leads to anxiety. The intuition doesn't have a chance, right? Because it's not trusted. Today you trusted it, but normally you don't, because we think ourselves out of it, mainly because of trying to align the answer with what society would approve of. Instincts are allowed to show up in times of dire need. Right? In dire need, instinct. Ooh, the bear's there. Right? Or, oh my goodness, a car's coming at me. Instincts in that moment is fine. But if the instincts are running the situation where your boss says, hey, I'm not happy with your work, this is just garbage, right? And you're becoming instinctual and you're responding or reacting to your boss in an instinctual manner, okay, then intuition doesn't have a chance, and neither does intellect. So we need these three things to be aligned as you're going through the day. At the end of the day, you want to ask yourself, are my three ins in harmony, or were they in harmony throughout the day? Did I allow my intuition to lead the day as it did when I was a young child, before I was intellectually corrupted, before I was told who I was and what I deserve, before I was told what to believe, right? Before all those things, it was all about the heart, wasn't it? So these are the three parts that we need to work on. These are the three parts that need to be in harmony. And you may be in a place where you're going, that's a little bit far-fetched, Dennis, but let me tell you something, guys. What's really important on this journey is to understand how healing works, okay? And this is based on what I've recognized with so many people that I've worked with, and just looking at some answers and talking to people. People are so focused on what they need to do. People are so focused on what action they need to take. People are so focused on what kind of knowledge they need to gain in order, in the hopes of them changing their inner world, right? So they believe it's the action that will lead to the healing. But in truth, what happens is the actions, doing the right thing, and the targeted self care, if you're reading the book, Responding, Reframing, the actions, okay, open up the door for you to move towards the insights and the clarity that will take you to deeper understanding and therefore healing. So we must stop focusing on what I need to do, and still do what we need to do for ourselves, but understand that looking at our healing journey from moment to moment, checking in to see if we feel better is not the right way to go about healing, right? Healing is the doing, then the allowing. I allow myself time. Doesn't matter how much time it takes. This is the right mindset going forward. You do a meditation in the morning. Most anxiety sufferers check to see if they feel better moments after the meditation. Why? Go about your day. Listen to your heart that's leading you, saying, trust. Where's the trust, guys? We have to get back, okay, to trusting the intelligence that lies within us that we haven't been able to connect with for decades for many people. Okay? So that's some insight into how we need to really approach our healing journey starting today. And I promise you, this is the right mindset. This is the mindset you want to make sure you wake up with every single morning. That loving, compassionate side where you say, it's not the doing, the insights will come in time, the clarity will come in time. Yes, I need to do the right things for myself, but today my heart leads the day. I will be balanced in my intellect, and my instincts will rarely show up throughout the day. Right? You want to go through your day basically allowing your instincts to show up 5 to 10% of that day. There's the number. There's my intuitive number, 5 to 10%, not 95%. That's the goal. If it doesn't happen by tomorrow, that's okay. I'm sick and tired of going back to the first idea of this idea of dependence. Okay? Starting today, we're becoming independent because these answers to the questions that you honestly, in your heart, intuitively answered showed you something. It showed you how many limits you've placed on yourself. Okay? And I hope that it opens up the door towards deeper understanding. Well, let's go into some questions, my friends. If you do have any questions for me in the next couple minutes, I'd love to answer those. So, bang it away. I'm here. Don't make sure we understand that you don't need to be so hard on yourself in terms of where you are right now. Okay. Again, this is a journey. We need to see it as so. Marnie, how are you? Do you agree with the not doing with health anxiety, the not checking, the not examining yourself, and then CBT? What we need to understand, Getting reassurance is never a good thing. That's why it's non-existent pretty much in the members lounge, as you can see. Any kind of reassurance seeking is a pattern that we don't want to develop because it doesn't serve any kind of long-term healing purpose whatsoever. Do I agree with the not doing, the not checking, the not examining? The law of substitution needs to be first and foremost priority in a health anxiety sufferer's life, Marnie, and everybody else. The law of substitution says that we cannot take something away or take something out without replacing it with something else. So in this way, the moment you want to, hold your heart, okay, go ahead and grab both your butt cheeks instead. What did he just say? I'm serious. There needs to be an automatic switch, okay? A response that says, instead of me going online and Googling my symptoms, I'm going to go online and further my creativity, okay? Instead of touching myself there, I touch myself there. Right? Instead of checking in to see how I feel, okay, or checking in to see if my symptoms are there, I'm going to check in on something else, okay? So the law of substitution is very, very crucial. CBT by itself is good. CBT is good, and CBT can be very good. But with many of these modalities, my friends, what you're going to realize is that many of them are incomplete. Okay? Cognitively, we can get to a better place. Behaviorally, we can allow ourselves to reinterpret things in our present and past and future differently. Yes, that is possible. But if a committed and relentless person is going through CBT and it doesn't feel like they are naturally living the life they want, they're still forcing it, they're still looking for the right tool or the right thing to do, then we need to go deeper into one particular thing. And that simple thing is, how do I communicate with the subconscious parts of me? Period. End of story. When is the subconscious mind the most vulnerable to suggestion? The first couple minutes upon waking up, the last couple minutes prior to sleeping, and the moment your instincts show up. These are moments where you have the opportunity to reprogram yourself for good. So those are the answers, Marnie. Let me know they're legit. Let me know you got something from that. And I want to make sure that I don't go on a massive tangent with these. I want to get straight to the point, as you have beautifully shown me today through the answers of those questions. How do I work on my fear? I cry. Adita, you know how to work on your fear. You know. You just don't trust what you know. Okay? Many people out there that ask or start a question with how already know the answer. They know. They know, but they're just afraid to do it. They're afraid to do it because the resistance tells them that it's going to be too hard, they don't deserve it, they've been struggling too long, yada, yada, yada. People won't accept the change, and so on. Stop focusing on the how so much and start focusing on trusting the answers that show up as you're going through the day. Okay? Because when the answer shows up throughout the day, you want to write it down. People and I'm going to this westernized way of healing again. Dependence. Okay, it's all about dependence over here. Okay? When someone is independent, they're seen as being kind of strange. Right? How could they possibly have the answers? How could they possibly not rely on anything? Right? I mean, okay, let's look at the. I'm going down a whole nother area, but let's look at the financial troubles even prior to COVID. Right? Debt was seen as normal. Wow, you have no debt. You're self-sufficient, minimal. That's different. The healing journey, okay, is an independent journey. Independent journey. Okay. I was going somewhere with this, and I totally forgot where I was going, but that's okay. But but I really want us to tap in together, energetically, lovingly together, to understand that we can do this on our own. We can do this on our own, and just because you keep asking the question of how, um, what we need to do is we need to start trusting that we already have the answer. Okay, even if it comes from us, and we believe our self worth is too low to believe the answer that shows up, because that many times that's what it is. My self worth is so low, right? I don't trust in anything that I think up or I feel. Therefore, the answer must be on the outside. It's not. It's within you. Trust it, follow it. Healing is messy and worth it. Rosaline, that's the best thing that anybody here could have heard today. Thank you. Yeah, we can do this on our own. Right? We can do this on our own. I'm just going to scroll and see if anybody has any other questions before I get outside and lobsterize myself. Tanning. Not really tanning, but I might go for a bike ride. Enjoy this day. You can be an individual without the acceptance of everyone else. Stephen, wise words as always. Beautiful, wise words as always. Can you heal even on medication? Yes, you can, but many times it becomes more difficult. And if you dig deep enough, I think most of you will understand what I mean by that. Happy Father's Day, Patty. Yeah, the lounge is fantastic because it's you go there and you're inspired by the work that other people are doing. You know, it's like, wow, they did that, or they're thinking that way, or they're asking that kind of question, and we're kind of snowballing in the right direction. So I'm really happy with how the members lounge is going, guys. So thank you for making it what it is. Thank you for making it what it is. So today we asked some deep questions. We found some deep answers. Today we realized that in the end, the everything, at least the majority of things, rounds out to be back towards self-love and self-trust. And we learned a lot about ourselves today, right? And we learned a lot about the mindset that society may have that we really want to disengage from as much as we can in order for us to be independent on this journey and not be so dependent. Um, I'm inspired by you guys, I really am. And I can only hope that you take this information and do some uh, intuitive work with it and some intellectual work with it, as we mentioned earlier. And I just know in my heart that this is going to lead people to a place that they can't really see right now. You know, very, very possible for you to be doing what I'm doing, right? Um, you know, providing the love and the information to others So be proud of yourself, my friends. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Have a wonderful Father's Day. I thank you all for your wishes, and don't please don't be afraid of self-love. Don't be afraid of giving love. Don't be afraid of love in general. Make sure that if you have any kind of strange pairing or association to love, or a feeling of undeservedness, please explore that and please see through it, because that is the very thing that's going to lead us towards healing. I promise you, more than anything. This will be up, this Facebook Live will be up today on YouTube, so you can watch it again. And if you are listening through YouTube, comment below and join us in the Facebook Members Lounge. Donations, no, I didn't put up a donations link today, Stephen. Um, your love and your support is enough donation for me today, and I appreciate it, guys. I really do. Have a wonderful day. You are more than anxiety. Don't forget it. Never ever connect your identity to what you're currently going through, because it is false. It is false. It is false. You're moving towards your authentic self, and we're going to do it um, one small baby step at a time. Bye, everybody. Love you all.